Fellow Toastmasters and distinguished guests, good evening. My name is Raj Ramaswamy. The topic given to me is talk about yourself. I asked the same question to me, who am I? My passion is helping the needy, do community service, play tennis, travel, meditation, and be with friends and family, and also, not last but not the least, take many cups of tea with all of you. My journey started in India, moved to Singapore, then I went to Malaysia, then I'm right now in the United States staying in front of you. I take the who am I, split it into three categories, three phases. The first phase as a student, second phase as an employee and also a family man. The third phase as a dad, as a program manager, as an enterprise architect and also an entrepreneur. Let me talk about first phase, student. I was in India from 1968 to 1991. I finished my schooling and graduation in southern India called Coimbatore. This city is famous for textiles. It's called Manchester of South India. If you talk about India, each state is unique on its own. It's having unique culture, tradition, food habits, dress habits, everything. I didn't get an opportunity to visit my neighboring state during this period. Okay. The phase 1 gets over till 1991. So phase 2 starts from 91 to 97. Immediately as soon as I finished my graduation, I moved to Singapore and Malaysia. I worked for Japanese and Chinese companies. I had to travel to Malaysia for many times due to official purposes. Talking about Singapore, Singapore is just 256 square kilometers. You can travel one part of the country to the other within an hour. They call Singapore as the safest and cleanest place in the earth. Malaysia, on the contrary, a little bigger, lot of natural vegetation. I finished that phase 2. I got married while I'm there in Singapore and Malaysia in 97. Then I moved to United States in 97. I lived in Chicago for a few years, few months in Belfast, Maine, few years in Dallas, Texas, few years in Springfield, Illinois, few years in Portland, Maine, and I'm standing in front of you in Michigan here. These are the three phases of my life so far. And the future of who am I? I'm not sure what it is going to be. Life is a bunch of chocolates, you all know. We never know what we are going to get it. So I got very good experiences. Do anyone has this kind of travel anytime before? You don't see anyone. Oh, you have one. Very good. That's nice. So coming back to my passion list, the first and two, helping the needy and doing community service. I remember just a tree. The tree gives everything to everyone. It gives oxygen, it gives shadow, it gives furniture, it gives herbal. So many things. I read a book, 3 Cups of Tea. The introductory part of 3 Cups of Tea says that if you take first cup of tea with an unknown person, it's a stranger. He's a stranger. See, if you take the second cup of tea with the same person, he becomes a friend to you. If you take the third cup of tea with the same person, he becomes part of your family. Now you might know why I told you that I want to take many cups of tea with you all. Now, this book also talks about a real life story of an American who went with his friends to Himalayas doing trekking. While doing trekking, unfortunately, he missed his team and he was saved by a tribal community. He, of course, took many cups of tea with them while he was getting ready. So during the period, he noticed that the children in the tribal community doesn't have a good education. So he gave a promise to them saying that I'll be back to you soon. So he came back to the United States, sold his house, pulled up some money from his friends, went back to the same tribal community, built a very nice school. Not only one, he built 50 schools over a period of a decade. And now he's having surplus funds. Before I finish my speech, let me tell you what I am doing for the community and also for the needy. I am not a millionaire or a billionaire, so I pulled up 15 of my friends. We commit to spare $1 a day to a non-profit organization. That goes to a child in an underdeveloped country. The second phase, we identify sick patients who are desperately sick, want to pursue their career in getting treatments, but they cannot do so because of financial deficit or assistance. Third, we find very brilliant students who finish their schooling but couldn't pursue further because they don't have financial assistance. I'd like to close my speech here. I'm getting an yellow light here. I thank my mentor, Jeff Campton, and everyone for listening to my conversation. And Toastmaster.